Finding the perfect place for an aging loved one to live out their years can be a struggle, really, for many. Beyond the challenge of finding the right location and the right amenities can be the challenge of the transition itself.
Yeah, and that is where the senior care advisors at CarePatrol of Western Michigan can help. And we've got one of them here with us this morning, along with a very special guest. We've got Sandy Wake. She's a certified senior advisor from CarePatrol, as well as a son of one of their clients. We've got Bob Fabian here. Good morning to you both. Thanks so much for being here.
Good morning.
Bob, we'll start with you. Talk to us a little bit about your situation with your mom.
Well, Mom is 98 years old, and about 4 or 5 years ago, her dementia progressed to the point where things were no longer safe for her in her home. And thankfully, I had a pretty strong network, and somebody recommended me to CarePatrol, and Sandy answered the phone, and this, through the course of events, found Mom a place to live. And first off, we took away her driver's license and her car, and there were safety issues in the house also that we had to address. But as the dementia got worse, we had to eventually find a place for her where she would get care and be safe.
Sure. Sandy, talk about that. You see all types of different transitions, some seamless and some bumpy.
Well, and I have to say Bob did a great job, because we started working together in 2019, and it was just a process. So like he said, the first thing was taking the keys away, and then they got some in-home help, and then ultimately she did move into an assisted living community where she's doing quite well. I don't know that she's forgiven Bob yet, but
that'll never happen.
But the interesting thing too is just he's been so organized through this thing. The whole process has been wonderful, and I mean, he's got family that he had to convince, 2 sisters, right? Mm-hmm. So.
Well, and let's talk about that. I mean, this situation happens over and over and over again, and there are plenty of people out there listening who've lived this. So talk about, what CarePatrol does, Bob, for you with making these decisions, taking the keys away, dealing with other family members, dealing with your mom, and helping make this transition smoother.
Well, one of the big things was Sandy gave us a book to read, and right now I can't even tell you what the name of it was, but it had a lot of great information in it as far as step-by-step what to do. And then, like Sandy said, I have an older sister and a younger sister. One of them was quite on board, and the other one was quite challenging. But just, through, I guess, again, negotiation and everything, we got everybody on board and agreed to what had to happen and the timeline that we needed to work on. So.
Sandy, besides this great reading material that helped Bob out, what other ways do you help in these types of situations when folks have made that decision to do the transition, but it might not be the smoothest?
Right. Well, we come in, and mostly what we do is educate families, let them know what their options are, learning about, maybe we can do in-home for a while instead of going immediately to assisted living, where that's a huge transition. So we come in and we just talk to the families, learn what their situation is, and then from that we can make the recommendations and help them through that process.
Yeah. And so at what point should a family be reaching out to you for help?
Oh gosh, the sooner the better. That's again, that's why Bob is here, because he did such a good job of this. I mean, 4 years it took to make that ultimate move, but as long as she was safe in her house, that was cool, So anybody that can contact us, once you get that diagnosis, it's gonna maybe allow you to sleep better too at night, knowing that there's a plan.
Absolutely, because obviously, Bob, you wanted the best for your mother, and getting from point A to point B, sometimes you want someone walking alongside you to help that transition go along. And thank you so much for sharing your story, Bob. Appreciate it. Sandy, for being here as well.
Thank you.
If you are considering a loved one being put into assisted living, well, you got a partner. CarePatrol of Western Michigan. They can help you out. westernmi.carepatrol.com, or you can call the number on your screen at 616-773-2085.